Yes, Kartika, tell me what exactly you did in Global HR module. You said you have implemented Global HR module for two projects, two clients. Tell me what exactly you did in Global HR module for your client.
Okay. In global HR module, I was involved in configuration of enterprise structure, workforce structures, and workforce modeling. And I was also involved in configuration of uh, security data roles, and I I have also involved in creating trees.
Okay. So what is your flow, approach towards to the workforce structure?
Workforce structure. First, I have created. We have configured locations. Then we have configured job, department, grade, positions.
Okay. So what are the different types of positions we have?
We have two kinds of position. Different
Position
kind of
types.
positions in the sense we have shared, pooled, none, single increment.
What is the difference between none and pooled?
Pooled, wherein FTE rules are loosely applicable, and none there are no FTE rules, full-time equivalent rules.
What is the main difference? Can we have unlimited employees in pooled?
Pooled we have to define. Pooled is also a kind of sharing, but we can have unlimited number of people.
Then what is none? So what is the major difference between none and pooled?
There are no FTE rules in none, and pooled there are FTE rules, but they are loosely applicable. I mean, it is not applicable.
So pooled means we'll put a control maximum limit,
Yeah.
whereas there won't be
Yeah.
any control when it comes for the none. Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
So if we want to go for create a grade, what are the business objects are required?
Grade, we can define grade within job or within position.
So if we want to create a grade, do we need a job and position, or without job and position also we can create a grade?
Without job and position also we can create grade.
Okay. So whenever we want to create a grade, without job and position also we can create grade, right? We need just reference data set.
Yes.
After creating the grade, we can go for assign the grade to the job and position. That is the next task. But if I want to create a grade, what we required is we just need the reference data set, right?
Yes.
So what are the set ID objects we have in HC?
Set ID objects, we have job, department, grade, and location.
Okay, we have the position. Why the position is not set ID objects? What is the reason? If we talk about job and position, job is set ID object, but position is not set ID object. What could be the reason?
Job is generic, and it is common, and it can be used in any business unit, whereas position is specific, and it is delimited to only a business unit.
That's why. What is the reason behind that? Why don't we have the position also attached to reference data set and attach reference data set to the business unit?
Position is not mandatory.
No, no, no.
Right,
Wait,
sir.
wait, wait. Let her give the answer.
Okay.
I'll come to you
Po-
later.
uh, Position, first of all, position is not mandatory, and we may not have the same kind of positions in throughout the enterprise or in across all the business units.
Okay.
So position is specific, and it is the same kind of roles and responsibilities may not be. We may not have the same kind of position
That
through
is
in
like,
another.
yeah, simple. You are giving the answer, but it's simple way. When we are working with the jobs, of the jobs are common for the business units. That's why we'll group it as set and assign to BU. But when it comes for positions, positions are different from one business unit to another business unit. So the positions we will be assigning directly to the business units. That's how to. That's how you are supposed to explain.
Okay.
What is employment model?
Employment model revolves around three basic things, that is work relationship, assignment, and work terms.
Three components. What is work
Yes,
relationship?
relationship between the worker and the legal entity,
Legal entity or legal employer.
legal employer.
So what are the types of work relationships we have mainly?
Work relationship, we have active, inactive, active,
No,
no parent.
no, that is not, that's wrong. Types of work relationship.
Relationship, sorry sir, work relationship, we have a contingent worker, um, pending, contingent worker, pending worker, and employee.
Is it pending worker or non-worker?
Non-worker, non.
So what are the types finally? The types of work relationships.
Employee,
Okay.
contingent worker, and non-worker.
Okay. What is meant by assignment?
Assignment is the set ID objects which we assign to the employee, like business unit, department, job, location.
Okay. Whenever we are working with the employment model, at what level we will configure this employment model?
Employment model, we configure it, manage enterprise HCM information.
So enterprise level. What is another level we will configure?
Legal employer level also we can configure it.
Which one is high priority? For example, we set at both the levels. Which one will take a high priority?
It will take from the legal employer.
Will take from legal employer, is it?
Yes, yes.
So what is the difference between legal entity and legal employer?
Legal entity is the registered office of a, to carry out the business functions. Legal employer is responsible for hiring the employees and responsible for making the payment. Payments to the employers for the salary disbursements of the employees. At the same time, it is also responsible for the paying tax and other statutory payments.
So legal entity is just for preparing the tax documents and submit to the government. Legal employer means for hiring employees.
Yes, and also responsible for making payments, salary disbursements to the employees.
No, that is wrong. Legal employer cannot disburse the salaries to the employees. In legal employer, if you cannot disburse the salaries to employees, can we disburse? No.
It will become legal. Legal entity will become legal employer only if it is associated to a PSU.
No, no. You can just make it as legal employer, for example,
But
and you have to assign that to another PSU, right?
yes,
Either you have to make it as a PSU or you have to assign that to another PSU.
yes, sir.
So then how can it will become, it is, you can make, for example, let me take one example scenario. Let's take this scenario. And let's say your client is your enterprise is Tata, and within that we have Tata Motors, Tata Finance, and companies we have, and means two legal entities. Both are legal entities.
Mm.
Both are legal entities. When it comes for Tata Motors, the client says that there are only 100 employees, and Tata Finance, they have some 10,000 employees. So they decided to pay the salaries from here. So Tata Motors is a legal entity as well as legal employer, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you make it as a legal employer, it doesn't mean that we'll pay the salaries from this. You have to pay the salaries from here, right?
Yes, sir.
When it is legal employer, then you can go for only hire the employees. If it is PSU, then you can go for pay the salary.
Okay, sir.
Can we assign legal employer to the LDC, legislative data group?
Yes, sir.
How we can assign? We cannot assign, right? Can you assign legal employer to LDC?
Legal employer to
So what is
LDC.
LDC? What is LDC?
Legislative data group where we define the currency, country, and the cost allocation flex field.
So it will be used to maintain your payroll related information, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So if you will you find the payroll information in legal employer?
Legal employer, we attach only payroll starter name.
No. Again, you are getting confused over there. You are attaching, and that information, payment information, is happening in another PSU. But in legal employer, there is no question of payroll information, right? When you
Yes, sir.
attach to another, in that the tax information is going on, right? I'm just making it as legal employer, and I'm just trying to associate with our choose any other PSU. So this is not PSU. So this is just legal employer. Tata legal entity test is just legal employer. It is assigned for another PSU. That is a different. I'm talking about only this. I'm talking about
Okay.
only this legal employer. So you can't pay the salaries from here. That's what the previous
Yes.
question answered. So though
Yes, sir.
now I'm trying to assign this legal employer to the legislative data group. When you try to attach to LDC, it won't allow. It won't show the tab also because we have not enabled as a PSU. If it is enabled as PSU, then only the PSU tab, payroll statutory unit, will be populated. There we can associate with our LDC. See, the moment when I choose the legal entity, it's telling it is just legal employer. There is no question of another tab called PSU, right?
Yes.
Because here you are not running the payroll. For these employees, you are running payroll in another PSU, then it will allow. For example, if we choose the another in case if we make it, for example, let me make it as a PSU also. This itself is a PSU, then it will not be associated with another. Now we'll go for this. I can see the tab here. Yes, if it is PSU, then we can go for associate with our legislative data group. We
Yes.
cannot attach the legal employer to the LDC. We can attach only PSU to the legislative data group. In the interviewer, we have to discuss all this so that they will come to know that you have a strong knowledge about the basics. These all are basics. Actually, it is not real time. These all are basics. So they feel these all are very important. In the interviews, immediately they will ask you, how can you attach legal employer to LDC? Are you a functional consultant or not? Like this, they'll talk because that is a basic they will expect, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, what is Narayana, what is the meaning of active payroll and active payroll not eligible? Assignment status, we have different, right? Different types of assignment statuses. What is meant by active payroll and what is meant by active payroll not eligible? Yes, Lakshman, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What are different types of assignment statuses we have?
We have assignment status active, payroll eligible, active, payroll not eligible, suspended payroll eligible, and suspended no payroll not payroll eligible.
So what is mean by active payroll not eligible?
Active payroll means his employee is active and payroll is eligible, and active no payroll eligible means he is working for that organization, but he don't have payroll for that for that from that organization.
So sometimes whenever we terminate an employee, so he will be once we terminate an employee, we are going to make it as inactive and payroll eligible. Why we required like that? We'll set this status. What is the reason for this? We'll
For inactive means
payroll.
the worker don't have assignment work relationship, so that's why we put in inactive.
No, not like that. So when you are terminating,
Sir, can I answer?
Yes.
The work HR status is inactive, but we have to make his payable salary, so that's why we keep it as payroll eligible.
That's why we have to make it as eligible, because we terminated employee, right? What is the reason why we required?
The payable salary, whatever is pending, we have to make the payment, right, sir?
So final settlements and any other allowances are pending or anything you would like to process, then you have to make it as payroll eligible. Is it? Is that
Sir.
the process?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So whenever we are working with employee hiring, when we are hiring an employees, we are getting position synchronization option. So what is that and why we require this? Yes, Lakshman.
Position synchronization while hiring the worker. So we have in employment tab we can give the positions jobs under it. While giving position only, other fields job location
Other
which
attributes. Other attributes.
Other attributes will be automatically populated. We use the position synchronization. If you don't want to populate automatically, so we cannot use the position synchronization.
Okay. What are the different approvals we have in approval management engine?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat the question?
Approval management engine. What are the different types of approvals we have?
Total 8 types of approvals is there, sir. So management hierarchy and position hierarchy, user and self-approved, and grouping approvals, and roles and responsibilities.
Okay. Whenever we are updating a record, we are getting two modes: correction mode and update mode. What is the difference between these two?
Correct means the previous record will be deleted. So that is called correct. So update means if you want to change the update, the previous record will be saved.
No,
record will be saved.
What you said, correction means?
It will override the previous record.
It will overwrite the previous record.
Yeah.
Correction is nothing but an overwrite, is it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, then what is the meaning of update?
Update means if you want to change update, the previous record will be stored in database.
In correction also it will be stored, right, in the database table.
It will be deleted, right, sir?
No, 100% wrong. Shravani?
Sir, in correction, record will be overridden, and in update, previous record will be saved, and a new record will be inserted and updated.
In update, previous record will be disabled with effective end date. With effective end date. For example, this is what we call it as a date track also. For example, we have an employee record. And let's say employee number, employee name, salary, job. Like, we have created a record. Let's say employee number is this, employee name is Mr. Kiran, and salary is 12,500, and the job is cashier. Okay, this is the record available in the database. Now I would like to go for modify this record. I'm just trying to modify this record. When I try to modify this record, now the system is asking, you want to go with update mode or correction mode? Let me say, if I select update mode, if I go for update mode, what happened? The system is going to select effective start date will be there in every table in HCM. Effective start date. By default, when this record is started. Let's say this is started from 1st January 2022. And the moment when I go for update, immediately it will go for effective end date. There will be another column called effective end date. And immediately it takes, let's say we are going to update the record today. When we are updating the record today here, whenever we are going for update a record today, so today is 12th, right? 12th November. Immediately it takes 11th November 2022 is the last date, and for the previous record, and it will create a new record into the database. It will create a new record into the database here. So what will happen here? And let's say we are giving the salary as 15,000. We are going to convert from cashier to accountant, and it's valid from 12th November. So the moment, 12th November, whenever we provide the record, this immediately it will disable the existing record with the previous date is the last date. Now this is active information. So whenever we go for update mode, system will maintain the history. It will disable the existing record with effective end date, and it will insert a new record into the table with effective start date. For example, we said that yes, Mr. Kiran is going to be an accountant from 1st January 2023. Let's say 1st January 2023. Future date you have mentioned. Immediately it will set this here as 31st December 2022 is the last date for this record. That's how it will be specified. This is an example for update. If I go for correction mode, here, what happened if I'm trying to update this salary 15, it will overwrite the existing record. There is no history here. If somebody asks like, what is this employee before January 2023, there won't be any history. So correction mode means it will override the existing record. Correction means it will override the existing record. When we say the update mode, it will go for disable existing record and it will insert a new record. And the history will be maintained. How the record will be disabled? By using effective start date and end date. When we log into the applications in the front end, as per your system date, the record will be displayed. That's why whenever we are searching for the records, we will give the effective as of date, right? Based on that, it will consider. For example, before 31st, if you try to search this information only, it will be displayed. I want to see what is this record after December 31st, then this record will be displayed in your application. So in the front end application, always based on your system date or effective date, whatever you are selecting, that will be working. For example, let's say we will go for front end person management. Generally, it takes system date is the effective date. If at all not, I think this user does not have the permission for human resource specialist. Let me attach. Let me attach the user. Human resource specialist role I'm going to add here. Human resource specialist I'm going to attach here. We'll get access to my client groups here and go for save and close. Done button. Now if I go for just log out and log in, you can see the result. Let's go for this user here. Go to navigator. My client groups. Still it takes some time to get update. So that's why when we go for person management, by default, if you enter employee name and try to search, then it will show as per system date. Otherwise, we can give that date. So this is very important. So they'll ask you what is effective date. This we are going to get information over here. It is. That's about effective, like day track. Even when we are writing the queries also in BI report in HCM, we are supposed to add one where clause, where condition that is fixed. System date between effective start date and effective end date. That always we have to include. Then only when we say we are a fusion technical consultants, 100% we must know that query. Definitely they will ask us like what is the date tracking query you will write in your BI reports that we are supposed to write over there. Okay. Next, what is direct grade and what is indirect grade, Shravani?
Grade without grade steps is called as direct grade, and grade with steps is called indirect grade.
Okay. Whenever we are going to work with our global HR module, we have something called checklist. What is mean by checklist?
Checklist is something which is associated to employee, wherein these are it is a mandatory set of tasks which an employee has to complete.
Can you tell me some scenarios where checklist is required?
Example, when we hire an employee, he need to mandatory fill some list of documents and submit to the organization. So it will be a part of onboarding process. Or during an exit process, also employee need to fill some mandatory things wherein manager has to approve. So this kind of checklist we assign to the employee.
Okay. So once we create a checklist, what is the procedure to assign to employees?
We have to go to person management, search for the employee, and then we assign him to the checklist.
No, there is a separate flow for checklist assignment. Do you have the idea?
Sorry, sir, I don't know. I only have a basic idea of checklist, but I have not done any assignment.
Yeah, that is very important. So when we are working with the checklist, what is the flow you need to learn by next time? Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
I was searching for this checklist videos, but couldn't get any.